Every mind, you crazy for this. Soulful. It's like our responsibility to make us feel something. You know, to make people feel what we feeling. Hey, yo.
Every time I hear that intro, I always wanted to go a little bit longer because Rap Heroic is such a good song. My cousin Brandon Isaac, that is his song, and that's his voice that you hear. Super talented guy. I finally made it so that at the end of this live stream, you can actually check out some additional parts of the song because, again, the intro is just not enough in any way, shape, or form. But I want to welcome you guys to the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that we do on Sunday night to celebrate the best day of the week. Not really. It's not really the best day. The best day of the week is the Wednesday show that we do because that's New Comic Book Day. But this is definitely a good day. I have spent a healthy amount of today trying to recover because I went to HeroCon. I went to Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am tired. I don't think that people really appreciate just how exhausting conventions can be. I had an absolute blast, but today was in some ways a recovery from socializing. It was a recovery from socializing. It was not a day off from honeydew stuff. But this show, the Ready, Set, Go preview show that we do on Sunday night is our attempt to start the week off right, because we run down some of the content that is going to be released from the channel over the course of this week. We typically talk about some news and current events, things that are top of mind for me and may also be top of mind for you guys. And I'm telling you, I am feeling, even though I'm tired, I am feeling a bit frisky, because we have exceeded 18,000 subscribers on the channel. We are still way behind the milestone or the goal that we set for ourselves last year, but we have exceeded 18,000 subscribers on the channel. And I'll be honest with you, I am very thankful for each and every one of the folks that opt to press the subscribe button, opt to tune in for the videos, opt to comment, etc., etc. I'm very thankful for all of the individuals that surround the channel, because without you guys, I would essentially be talking to myself. So I'm very thankful for that. But as I mentioned, I was at Heroes Con. I spent a ton of time talking with people, and I had the great pleasure of meeting several YouTubers that I have wanted to meet for a long time. And I want to show you guys just one of the individuals, well, technically two of the individuals that I met. This was completely unexpected, and it was just such a treat. This in the middle is Luther Manning, aka Patrick, and on the outside, opposite of me, is Mike. And in the middle is Luther Manning. He is one of the guys that inspired me years ago to start a channel. I tuned in to him, ETA Nick, Reaper Tate, who you may have seen on the channel a couple of months ago, and Jim Mint. Those were basically the four guys that I used to watch back in the day. Silver Age Dave was another person that I tuned into, but these were the folks that I watched that just were having a lot of fun and gave me the belief that I could create content that helped me to understand that there was a community of people out there that love comics. And so I'm very thankful for these people that blaze the trail, if you will. But what was crazy is that I was in the Comic Clear booth and I'm standing there talking to somebody, and I look away and I look over and I see Mike, and I'm like, he looks so familiar. And I immediately just started walking over because I'm like, I know this guy. And then Patrick turns around and I was like, oh my goodness. And it was such a cool moment, just spending some time chatting with these guys. They are exactly what you see on camera, right? So if you have an opportunity to check out Luther Manning, you will see Mike there. And these guys are exactly what you assume that they would be. I mean, the voice, the gestures, the mannerisms were all there. And I had some time like meeting lots of other people, some folks that I've met before, some folks that I was meeting for the first time. But it was just really cool to be able to connect with just people out there that tune into the channel and watch some of the content. And I'm looking forward to the next con that I'm able to go to, because it'll give me more of an opportunity to do exactly what I was treated to at Heroes Con. And as I mentioned, I'm feeling a little frisky. There may be some giveaways. There may be some giveaways over the course of this live stream. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned. I see Doug is here. Doug, I may need your help because, brother, I'm going to be on the fly. We are going to be on the fly with some things. GarageCon's going down. It is going down November 12th or 19th. I think that those are the two dates that we are looking at. So you definitely want to be prepared for GarageCon because it's going down. Vox Owen says, Mike is awesome. First guy to do CGC unboxings on YouTube. Mike is awesome. I was like, Mike, where's the next con you're going to? And he was like, I mean, he rattled off a list. And I was like, so it would have probably been easier for me to ask you which cons you're not going to versus which cons so Mike, he then reaches in his bag and he pulls out all these old wristbands from previous cons. I'm like, brother, do you just walk around with those? He's like, you never know what color you might need. I'm like, hey, no, I will not ask you any more questions about how you get into cons, but just really awesome people that I had a chance to hang out with. Let me give you guys a quick rundown of some of the content that's going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. And then we're going to get to some really interesting things. There will be a video that I'm going to drop this week where I'm going to talk about how to navigate what is happening right now. And what's happening right now is that prices and values of comics are starting to come down. And I think that this is a relevant topic for a lot of people because there's a lot of folks that have found their way back to the hobby or have come to the hobby during the pandemic, during the run up in prices. And there's a lot of folks out there that are like, hey, I don't know what's going on. Is the sky falling? Do I need to be concerned? Do I need to cash out? I'm going to do a video where we're going to talk about how do we navigate the turbulent waters that may be ahead. Like, I don't know what the heck's going to happen next, but I'm going to offer up a few things for people to consider. The CGC top 10 list, where I run down the books that we are sending in to CGC. I'm going to run that down this week. I also have a very disappointing unboxing. Oh man, I feel like that commercial where there was somebody that shed that single tear. I a little disappointed in the unboxing. You know me, I don't get angry, I don't get all upset, but I was like, man, this is not what I was expecting. It is a CGC unboxing. It is going down this week, and then we're going to do comics today. Hopefully comics today on Wednesday. If I do not do comics today, there will be an additional video that will run on Wednesday. But all of the other pre-recorded videos will be released at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we do comics today, that is going to be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then there's also going to be a podcast that is going to drop on Monday morning. So that is the content that is coming out this week. Some good stuff, I do believe, that hopefully you guys will enjoy. All right. Prices going down. It's okay to talk Amazing Spider-Man. No doubt. Master Blast used to send me all these dirty messages telling me not to talk about ASM. Let me see. I'm scrolling through some of the comments here. All right. I think I'm all caught up. All right. So some good content that is going to be coming out from the channel this week. If you are in the live stream, right now, and I'm looking at the blue wrenches, if you are in the live stream right now, and this is your very first live stream, let us know. Let us know that this is your first live stream. If you're a new subscriber, let us know that as well. Let your voice be heard so that we can welcome you properly to the channel. And the comments here are on delay. So you guys are going to have to bear with me because things are a little delayed on my side. But again, if this is your first live stream, or if you are new to the channel, or both, let us know that in the comment section, and that way we can welcome you properly. I'm going to look at the blue wrenches, help me to identify and welcome these people properly. Alex says, I can see that at the very bottom. This is my sixth. This is my 6th annual first live stream. Does that count? It does. It does. It counts as your 6th annual first live stream. You get a gold star, sir. You have to go out to CVS, buy the gold star, and then you pin it to your chest. You, sir, get a gold star. Well done. Well done. Not my first time here, but first time in a long time. We welcome you back, God's perfect 75. We welcome you back, brother. It is, this guy. This guy, I think you were the first person to walk up and be like, how you doing? My man, Neo Rob came up. I was at the Comic Clear booth and we spent, what was it, Rob? Like 45 minutes? We spent a nice amount of time just having a conversation. And the thing about this guy, if you've seen Neo on the channel, because he's been on the channel several times, he is exactly what he is on camera. He is exactly what you would expect him to be. It was an absolute pleasure to spend time talking with you and your wife. And this guy, if you have not seen his Instagram, he picked up some books at Heroes Con that I am a little envious of. I don't get jealous. We should never be jealous of one another, but envy is a whole nother thing. So I am super envious of the stuff that he put up, man. I was, Neo, I like that photo, but I didn't really want to like that photo. It was easily 45. It might have been longer, man. I mean, it was a good conversation. It was cool. There are some things out there that only another content creator can fully appreciate. You know, there are some things that only another content creator can understand. And it's good to be able to chat with somebody that understands the stuff you're saying, the stuff you've been through. They have similar experiences. There is something special about that. But likewise, I had a lot of just amazing conversations with just regular folks that watch the channel. I am enriched as a result of having gone to Heroes Con, because I had an opportunity to actually meet people out there. So Blue Wrenches, have we identified some people that are new to the channel and or first time live streamers? I am pretty similar. I think my language might get a little spicier in person. I get a little spicy just because, you know, there's no children around, so you can have a little more fun and a little bit more liberty with your words. But I'm pretty much the same person. I think I'm pretty much the same person. Maybe a little more awkward. Maybe slightly more awkward than normal. Let me see. What is that? Somebody said, Gordon said, I would sign up for the Swoldier tier, but I don't have more room for a lot of comics. I respect it. I respect it, Gordon. Is Tina in here? Is Tina Amp in here? I haven't seen Tina. Maybe she's here. All right, climbing up. No. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. First time live streamer, Ray. Ray, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor, Ray. And I'm hoping that you are in the United States of America. I'm hoping that you're in the United States of America, Ray. I'm going to ask you to send me an email. And if you do not do it tonight, all bets are off, sir. Send me an email to Regie at regiecollects.com. That is 1G, Regie, REGIE at regiecollects.com. I am going to bundle something up for you, Ray Webb. And what I'm going to bundle up for you is this right here. It is a copy of Isolation. And thank you, Alan. I'm going to bundle up a copy of the Isolation Ash Can. This is the first 7 pages of Isolation. I'm not going to send you this one because there's a big fingerprint right there. I'm going to send you a clean copy of Isolation. The first 7 pages of the Ash Can will come out to you. There will be a note in there that will basically say there is a lot of stuff in here that you cannot discuss. So do not discuss it, Ray, but I'm going to hook you up, brother. Send that email to me, Regie at regiecollects.com, and I'm going to hook that up. There's some secrets in here. There's some secrets in here that we will not reveal. And Tina, good to see you. I didn't see you a few moments ago, but thank you for always being here. Thank you for being consistent. And Alan, thank you as a Blue Wrench for coming to my rescue and hooking me up right there. Doing like there will be no live reads. You should send a mask with every copy of Isolation. Well done. You know what, brother? I thought seriously about I thought seriously about creating masks for the pandemic, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna create these masks. I think this thing is gonna be over. At least I hope it's gonna be over relatively soon. And then 2 years later, I'm like, man, I should have probably created a mask or two. But yeah, Joe, no chance of that, brother. We all know if you have not watched Joe's last live stream that he did with a bunch of members of the comic book community, I encourage you to check it out. Somebody makes a guest appearance that was completely unexpected. It is a fun show. Joe, if you want to throw a link up for people to be able to check that out, I would definitely encourage you to do that. Ken is throwing out here that I should do an Isolation audio version. That would be cool. That would be cool. Do I have to do the voices though? Because there are some women in here. I don't know if I want to do the voices. All right, let me keep moving on. Let me move on. So, as you all, I need to get rid of that. I think I can get rid of that. All right. So, who was it? Who was it that sent me this message? I want to look this up because I want to get it sort of right. I don't want to fully identify the person just because of the topic, but there was a person that alerted me to Lisa Frank. We're going to leave it at that. Lisa Frank sent me a message, I want to say maybe yesterday and then again today, to alert me to something that was actually happening. And it was basically a follow on to some videos that I had done before. And this was something that I don't know if I would have seen it. I don't know if I would have missed it, but I'm very thankful that Lisa Frank alerted me to this because it gives me an opportunity to follow up on something that was greatly debated and discussed like several months ago, almost 6 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. There was a debate about this thing, and I'm not going to rehash all of the details, but I will touch on it just a little bit. If you all remember, there were some activities that took place on January 6th, and there were some people that were wearing the Punisher insignia while they were engaged in certain behaviors. And there was an outcry from a lot of folks about what was being depicted and how the Punisher logo was being used and what Marvel should do as a result, or what Disney should do as a result of people using the Punisher logo, maybe in a way that they did not necessarily agree with. And there were a lot of suggestions. I think I may have recorded maybe a couple of videos on this very topic, offering up some things. We had lawyers kind of chiming in on some of this stuff. And Lisa Frank alerted me to something that honestly I did not expect Marvel to do. I didn't know if they were going to have any kind of response. And now 6 months later or so, 5 months later or so, they have responded, and they kind of sort of threw down the gauntlet just a little bit. And this is a page from Punisher War Journal Blitz. I do believe that this is what it's called. And we have Frank Castle standing over a guy that is part of the Proud Protector of Liberty. He's a member of a group called the Proud Protector of Liberty. And he goes through some things, and he says, a badge you've never earned, sling mount compass, defensive pencil, ready for war in all but mind. He says the local army surplus store sure knows that they hit pay dirt when you and your buddies waddle in. He goes on to say, where is it? What do you have to be proud of, as he attempts to choke this guy out? And so you can see this guy, and he's wearing his badge, he's wearing his camo, he's wearing his tactical vest. I mean, he's sharply dressed. I'm gonna be completely honest. I love camo and tactical vests. I'll be completely honest. But Frank does not look very proudly upon this guy. And some might look at this and read this as Marvel, or the creators, probably the creators, taking a stand against the group that uses the word proud. And so this is depending upon how you're looking at it, it could be creative license. It could be Marvel taking a stand. Ray, I just saw your email. There we go. But this is a very interesting thing that we see in this comic. And I'll be completely honest. Again, I did not anticipate Marvel actually doing this. And so we've seen before where creators have taken some liberty. They've chosen to say some things that the parent company doesn't necessarily agree with, and they come back and they backpedal, or they sanction the creators. This one has gotten through, and it will be, you know, interesting to see if Marvel kind of makes a public statement, if they backpedal any, or if they just allow this to go out. Now, mind you, this is basically half a page. It's half a page, and that's it. They make the point, they move on to something else. And to some degree or another, I think a lot of folks are out there that will be okay with the stance, because the whole book isn't about this. It's simply a couple of panels and they move off the topic. A lot of people might actually read this and never fully appreciate what this is actually connected to, because there has been so much time that has passed. But I thought that this was an interesting page, an interesting point that I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys. All right, so let me go back to the chat real quick to see whether there's any thoughts. Kingpin, how you doing, brother? He says, very sneaky of Marvel if this was their so-called response. Again, it could have just been the creators. It could have been the creators. And I just realized that I am on Wi-Fi. I realized that I'm on Wi-Fi. Can you guys actually see me? Am I all distorted and broken up? So let me see. Liger Styles, I guess you read this. I guess you read it and missed it again. That's one of those things, man. To some degree or another, I personally believe that politics have always been a part of comics. There have always been moral and political statements that are being made if you read the comic a certain way. I think a lot of people have pushed back when the entire comics point becomes that of a political thing versus what you maybe see done here, which is a couple of panels and you move on to something else. And again, if people like Liger Style can miss it, a person that reads a lot of comics, then maybe that's the right way to do it, until a YouTuber or at least Lisa Frank points out that there's a little bit more here. Let me see. He does have a point about being dressed up. Well done, Niles. Let me see. I'm scrolling through. Yeah, man, that was dope. Yeah, man. There, woo. He said it cuts through cement like cutting through air or something like that. I was like, man, that is amazing. Let me see. I'm scrolling through. Just read. There you go. I'm backpedaling. Just finally read this earlier. Punisher up to Punisher things, no doubt about it. And what I'll tell you, man, is that if you guys have, because I've been reading the regular Punisher, and it's good. A lot of people were very concerned about the logo change, very concerned about what he was doing with the hand, very concerned with him moving from guns to swords. Punisher is doing Punisher things. He is still extremely violent. There's still a lot of blood. Everybody's still dying anytime he walks into a room. Like, that's like, it's still going down. It's still going down. But I will tell you, the new series it has more depth to it, in my opinion. I'm more interested in this one than I have been in Punisher before, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the series. But what I just showed you, the panel that I just showed you, is from Punisher War Journal Blitz issue number 1, and I do believe that this one just came out this week. So again, just wanted to kind of share. I will not necessarily disagree with you. I will not necessarily disagree with you on the fact that the logo is not the best logo. But what I tell you, what is it? Comic Tom had a nice perspective on this Punisher run. Do tell, brother. Do tell what his perspective was, because I don't know. So tell me. The interesting thing about it, and I read this, and I don't know whether it's correct. They were basically like, the Punisher logo is basically a skull, because the skull, for whatever reason, they were saying the skull is not something that can be protected because it's a skull. I don't know whether that's true or not. So I guess by pivoting to this design, maybe this version is something that could be trademarked and or protected. Maybe that's why they've pivoted. Maybe they pivoted just to put some space between what was being seen and what was out there and what they want to do and the direction that they want to go in. Maybe they just wanted to do something a little bit different to get us talking about it, because sometimes, comic book companies need to keep people interested. So they have to mix things up. Sometimes the mix up is good, sometimes it's bad, but they mix things up to get people talking, to get people maybe possibly interested. Who knows the motivations behind it? It's not a good skull. Okay. I'll just go ahead and say it. It's wait a minute. Who is that says it looks like Wolverine's skull? It does. If skulls had hair, Frank wearing a Shredder logo on his chest, you guys are brutal. Let me see. Frank is part of the Foot Clan. Yeah, man. He is the patron saint of the Foot, man. They worship this dude. Yeah, they'll bring it back. I have no doubt that they will bring it back. Here's the thing: if you guys tune in to Anaconda Comics show, if you tune into his last show, you might see a possible way in which this logo could be done, right? I have a feeling that Frank has a very hairy chest, and there is a way that this logo can be permanently affixed, temporarily emblazoned within the hairs of his chest. Watch Joe's show, because Master Blaster does some unthinkable stuff. I'll leave it at that. We are going to change out. We are going to change out the wall. We are going to change out the wall. And I'm wondering what theme do you think we should have on the wall? What might be a good theme? Throw out a couple of ideas. All right. So we just gave, I don't know, I can't remember the name. Was it Ray? Well, yeah, Ray Webb. We gave Ray Webb a copy of the ash can. We're going to be sending him a copy of the ash can. I had somebody reach out to me and they were like, I want to buy an ash can. And I said, my friend, they are not for sale. And if they were for sale, the number that I would put on it would not be one that you would want to pay. We are going to give away this to Ray. We're going to give that away to Ray, but we're going to give away another one to somebody else. And there will be restrictions. You will not be able to show the internal pages on social media or any of that other kind of stuff. We will find you like the Punisher. It will not be good. All right. So, Doug, I'm looking at you, brother. Oh, yeah, buddy. Let's do that. Let's do that right there. In all image wall. Ooh, that might be tough. That might be tough. That might be tough. You can't go wrong with Isolation or Sandman. All right, so keep it up. Let me hear what your possible themes are. I may reject them all and just go with something that's in my mind. Anyway, so we're gonna give away another copy of the Isolation ash can to one additional person who can. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. We love America. We love America. There we go. Ooh, an homage wall. You can't go wrong with that. Ooh, talk dirty. Talk dirty to me. An all Jim Lee wall, independent wall with Isolation. You can't go wrong with that. All villains wall. Oof, goodness gracious. Of Raw books. I do not have enough slabs of Michael Turner, but I do have several Michael Turner Raw books. I've been in the process over the last year of pulling any and all Michael Turner books that I pull from the 100K collection. I've been putting them to the side so that at some point I can run through all of the Michael Turner that I found in the collection. I had an opportunity to meet this guy, Herman. Had an opportunity to meet him. I met his wife, I met his 2 kids, and I met his brother. And his wife was taking secret photos of me. She's taking secret photos of me. I don't know what that was all about. She also equated. I want you guys to listen to this. I want you to listen to this. She equated comic book collecting to crafting. She said it's the equivalent of men's crafting. Comic book collecting is men's crafting. This is what Herman's wife said. I had an absolute blast at Heroes Con meeting people. Absolute blast. Just a ton of silliness. just having a good time with the people. Herman, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you and your family, brother. All Turoks and Darkhawks, good girl wall. I do not have enough of that. Valiant, wow. Ooh, Nosferatu, a little Nosferatu wall. You cannot go wrong with that. All villains, says Alex. All right, so let me get myself back on task here. Doug, I'm looking at you, brother. So we're gonna give away an ash can for somebody that can name 2 books that we have highlighted in a Blue Ocean spec video. 2 books that we have highlighted in a Blue Ocean spec video, the book and the number of the book. And we're doing this because my buddy Comic Tom gave us a shout out in his video recently for some spec that we got right, that we were incredibly early on. And the we, in case anybody's worried or wondering, is Doug and myself. Mostly Doug, because he does all the research for this thing. But let me know if you can think of 2 Blue Ocean spec books that we have identified in a Blue Ocean video, in a video series that we've been doing for almost a year. 2 books. Doug is going to be the person that's going to identify whether your answers are correct, because I don't remember the books off the top of my head. I'm hoping that Doug does. But name 2, and you will win a copy of Isolation, the Ash Can. A wall of your favorite run of 14. That's what's up. All Turok wall. A couple of people shouting that out. Turner is fire. Virgin wall. Wow. I don't know if I have enough Virgin. Battlestar Galactica 1. I may actually have enough. I may actually have enough of Battlestar. I probably have enough Darkhawk and Ghost Rider issue number 1. There are certain books, man, that I have a ton of that I could just rip through on the wall. But we are going to switch the wall out. I'm going to make some changes. And again, first in chat, saw Phil-tastic. What was Phil-tastic's comment? Oh, here we go. So he says Sandman Special number 1 and Sandman 17. Doug, is that correct? You say that you saw him first, but you do not confirm that Phil-tastic is actually correct. So I need you to tell me whether he's right or not. Let me pause here. Let me pause here for a second. Did I end up buying anything? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I bought not a single thing. I told you, Neo, I was not in there. I was not in there to buy anything. Doug says Mark was right there as well. So we're waiting to see. I'm waiting to see who may have had the correct answer. So I see a couple of people throwing in Battlestar Galactica number 1, Sandman 3. They were both correct. Okay, so let me scroll up to see who was first. Let me see. First, I saw this and I'm scrolling up. I see Phil's answer right there. And then right after, I see that is the order that I see him. If I could show you my chat screen, what it would show is I see Phil, I see this from Doug. Right after, I see that. And let me scroll up. And again, up at the top, I'm scrolling up. Yep, I'm still seeing Phil-tastic first. So rest assured, my Canadians, I have you covered. My Canadians will be taken care of. You guys do not worry. All right. Phil-tastic, brother, I think I have all of your contact information, but still send me an email to Reg. Oh, you did not have the number. You did not have the number. Then there was the number. Then there was Mark. Okay. So we're still good. We're still good. Okay. Phil, send me an email to Regie@RegieCollects.com with your address. I will bundle something up and I will get that sent out to you. So for those folks that may have come in a little late, we spent a couple of minutes talking about this panel right here, or this half page of content from Punisher War Journal Blitz issue number 1. This is potentially a statement by the creators and or by Marvel against the Proud Boys. This is them maybe making a statement here about what happened on January 6th. And so, specifically January 6th, people wearing the Punisher logo and doing things that they potentially should not have been doing. I'm trying to keep the politics out of it as much as possible. But again, this is a position that was taken by the creators and possibly by Marvel to say something when I and many people did not expect them to actually say anything. So I just thought that this was really interesting. And Lisa Frank is the person that brought this to my attention. I'm very grateful and thankful that they did. All right, scrolling back down through the comments here. A couple of people. Ooh, that was a good one. Battle of the Planets 1, the Whitman variants. Scrolling through. Steve, how you doing? Steve Conge. It's good to see you, brother. Scrolling up through the comments here. What was that? Maybe comics from artists we lost last year. That's actually not a bad idea. I debated that one a little bit. George Perez says, Owen, I debated that. Reggie actually bought enough to make it into, man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was at this con and there were dangers everywhere. There were dangers everywhere. I was in the Comic Clear booth, which was backed up. No, it was between two things. It was between a original art booth that had a couple of $1 million of original art just from King Kirby, just from Jack Kirby, couple $1 million. That was on one side. On the other side was Reese's, not Pieces, but Reese's Rare Comics, a place that I have bought books from, including my Fantastic Four issue #1. They were on the other side. I was in just the danger zone. It was a danger zone. But I went around a little bit. I looked at some books. There was some really good stuff. There were some really awesome books that I would love to have picked up. But I went there in the mindset of I'm going to work. I'm going to meet people. I'm going to socialize. I am not going to buy books, and I maintained that mindset the entire day. It was to the point where, as I tried to walk between my booth and the Steranko booth to meet Sammy, I would keep running into people that would recognize me, and then I would spend time talking with them, and then I would have to go back to the Comic Clear booth because I was trying to be in that booth as much as possible. So it was time well spent. And like I said, I had an opportunity to meet and chat with a whole lot of really awesome people. So speaking of things that I am excited about, I saw this little piece of news that I wanted to kind of share with you guys from the folks over at AWA. One of my favorite new characters is coming back. It is Erratic. Erratic is coming back in a volume 2 called Recharged. And this was released on June 24th. And I really do think that these guys over at AWA did this for me. I think that they did this for me because they know that Erratic is my favorite character, and they chose to break this news with comicbook.com on my birthday. And so it's a very, very special thing. It's a very special thing, the relationship that I have with AWA. But this article goes on to kind of talk about how Erratic Recharge Volume 2 is coming back on September 7th after the success of Volume 1. This new one is a 4-issue story arc. And it's I did not realize that they consider this a YA story, which is young adult. I clearly must be young at heart because I enjoy Erratic. I really do. But if you guys don't know, it's a young kid. It's a high schooler. He reminds me of Peter Parker. He is young. He is awkward with girls, with everybody around him. He is going through trials and tribulations with his brother, his mother, and just the whole family dynamic. But he also has superpowers. He has superpowers that only last for 10 minutes a day. So none of this infinite power kind of stuff, unlimited, unchecked. This guy gets 10 minutes a day to basically be a superhero, and then it's over after that. So definitely a really cool thing. But there's a whole section here that basically kind of provides some commentary on how this character of Oliver is basically Gen Z. And it's an interesting paragraph. I personally could have done without this part of it, of the article that was on comicbook.com. But anyway, but it goes on to say that creating a high school character to exist in AWA's superhero world has been such a thrill. And I knew that I wasn't done with Oliver and his story, says Andrews, the creator. I can never remember I think it's Carrie Andrews, the creator and writer and artist of Erratic. This dude is got one-stop shop. He says, in volume 2, readers will see more adventures intertwined with the challenges of high school, young love, and being a teenager, all while navigating short stints of superpower that aren't always easy to control. Having written and drawn many major characters, Erratic is the first time my own kids begged me to do more. How could I say no to that? So it appears that Erratic is not only coming back, but they're going to integrate Erratic into this universe that AWA has, and that the whole Resistance origins go back to one of the first books that they released that I thoroughly enjoy from AWA. I kind of like the universe that they're actually building over there, and it's nice to see that Erratic is going to be inserted into that universe. It'll be interesting to see how they do it, because their overall universe is very different from the style of Erratic, so it'll be interesting to see how they integrate the two. But I'm looking forward to volume 2 of Erratic. What is it called? Recharged. I'm looking forward to this coming back. It's only going to be 4 issues, which I'm, a little saddened by, because you want to see it be a little bit longer. But what I envision is they're going to have a short run. The first one was 5. This will be 4. If successful, they'll do another one, and they'll do another one, but they'll be contained. And that's my hope, is that these things continue to be successful and they continue to bring them back time and time again. All right, let me go back to the chat real quick. All hail the independent books. Yeah, man. All hail the independent books, including Isolation. I am pulling my Erratic books and I'm going to put them on the wall now, says Steve. That's what up. Indies are killing it. Didn't see. Yes, it did. Was it Hotel? Was it Hotel or Hostel? I can't remember. I saw it at the con. One of those titles, and it's only one, has been optioned. It's one I don't think that I read. I do not think that I read it, and I need to read it because it was optioned. I do like the stuff that is coming out from AWA. I really do. The independents are doing it. And I met a young guy. At Heroes Con, and he had on a really nice camo bag, and I was like, I like your bag. And he's like, I think he said like the Navy gave it to me or something like that. So he was a Navy guy, young guy, and we had a little bit of an exchange. But he said something to me that gave me an idea for a video, and it's to some degree or another on the theme that we're talking about now. And I'm not going to give it away because that would ruin it. But when I woke up this morning, I was remembering the conversation that I had with him, and I wrote myself a brief note to create a video on this theme, because you never know where inspiration is going to come from. And this Navy guy gave me the idea for a video, and ultimately this video is going to come out, and maybe it'll resonate with other people out there. So we will see what happens. Scrolling through some of the comments. There you go. And it's good, says Bello. Thank you, brother. I need to watch that. I need to watch it. Chris, you're such a nut. You really are a nut. I am very thankful for you, brother. I really am. Chariot is also part of that universe. There you go. Oh, so they have more than one. That's awesome. Indies are doing some good stuff, man. Indies are doing some good stuff, and I think the industry is the larger industries out there are taking notice of some of that stuff. Let me see. Read this. It sounds like Erratic only gets 10 minutes with his powers because somehow his powers are being checked, because if he gets more than 10 minutes, it might be a problem. Very interesting. It is a good read. It really is a good read. I definitely encourage you to check it out, brother. If you haven't, there you go. You cannot go wrong. And again, people say there's no good stuff out to read. That is incorrect, because there is a lot of good stuff. Somebody posted up a comment And I'll mention it here. If you guys have any input here, someone posted up in the comments on a video that had nothing to do with the topic, which is why I don't think people responded, but I'll throw it out here. The person wanted to know if Batman is any good with Tynion's departure. And I think Tynion's done, but this guy was like, how is Batman right now without James Tynyon? If you have any input into that, please let me know what your thoughts are so that maybe this person will actually see this stuff. So scrolling through, because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it for people. Man, I did talk to some people at Heroes Con about the boys and how inappropriate that show is. It is completely inappropriate, and it is so good. It is so good. For what was it, episode 2? Hide the kids, because if you haven't seen the boys, put your kids to bed and then treat yourself. Okay, put the kids to bed, grab an adult beverage, treat yourself, or just have an adult beverage and treat yourself. If you don't have kids, you may want to hide the dogs, just hide the pets, because it was ridiculous. It is a very, very good show. I am not going to ruin it for you, brother. I am not going to ruin it for you, brother, in any way, shape, or form. All right. But you do want to check it out. I departed Batman with tie-in. Sorry, can't help, says Philtastic. Batman is Batman, says Chris Bigger. Zdarsky starts the next issue. Thank you, because I don't know what's going on with Batman, so I need you guys. Let me see. I hear Isolation is a good read. There you go. Tina says, write your own story if you can't find something to read. I think that's what Doug did. I think that's exactly. Doug was like, I can do better than this right here, and he put pen to paper and made magic happen. You had some people use the pandemic to their advantage, and I think Mr. Bratton indeed did that. This guy right here has shown up in so many videos and so many Instagram posts. This guy's drawing pictures for everybody. He's drawing pictures of everybody. Everybody's talking about this guy right here. Action figure comedy, Dave Bratton. It is good to see you, brother. You are doing some good stuff out there. Keep the TV on with if you watch The Boys, be ready, seriously, because it is going down. I noticed the better writers like to use the standard Batman, Big East first, Joker, Riddler, then introduce one or two of their own characters and hope they stick beyond their run. Yeah, there was somebody, Chris Bigger. Chris sent me he sent me a list of Marvel characters that the Joker could outwit. I was so offended. I was so offended by this list that I could not introduce it in the show. I was so offended by this thing. There was one in there where he was like, he could outsmart Peter Parker, and I was like, oh, that's a wrap. This is done. This list is utter trash. We may talk about it. We may talk about it on Wednesday. We will see. We will see what happens. Only 2 episodes left of the new season, The Boys, and it's good. Steve Conge says Batman is good. If you guys didn't know, this guy right here, talented artist. He has done an exclusive cover for Isolation. It is dope. Head over to his website that he launched and pick up a copy of his exclusive cover of Isolation. It is pretty well done. So much so that I reached out to him and was like, hey, do you have any other examples? Did you come up with any other sketches that I might be able to leverage? Steve Conge, throw the link up. Throw the link up where people can hit your website. I think it's thecomicbookcartel.com. I think it's thecomicbookcartel.com. But you will correct me because I may have just thrown an extra the in there. But throw that up there, man, so people can check you out. Buy them before they sell out. No doubt. Tynion's Joker series was awesome, by the way. Just wrapped up a couple of weeks ago, says Owen. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the knowledge that you guys bring to the table, because you guys read a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily touch. You guys bring all that to the table, and we all benefit as a result of that. So I am very thankful. I have never read the comic. And I'll be honest with you, I look in the 100K collection. There is a bin. I look in there hoping to find The Boys, but I have not I have not been lucky in that sense. Agreed. Completely agree. It's a wonderful community. It really is. Wonderful community of people. We have some bad apples, but every single community does. But I am very thankful for all the great people that are in this community. So recently I had an opportunity to find in the 100K collection some Miracle Man comics. And I started reading Miracle Man. And there was around the same time, I think, it may have inspired me. There was a lot of this noise in the current issues of comics about Miracle Man potentially making an appearance. I think it was Timeless issue #1. He showed up. We're starting to get bits and drabs, right? Last week, I want to say I talked about the fact that they're coming out with some new covers. There's going to be covers of Miracle Man all across Marvel Comics. And then we get some additional details in the form of this article right here. This one appeared on Newsarama, but there is a similar article on comicbook.com. I think that Marvel wrote a press release and sent it out. And I think everybody leveraged the press release because all of the articles that I was able to find are all confusing and they all sound the same. So I think that they use the same press release, and I am somewhat confused by what is happening here. But Miracle Man's coming back. Miracle Man's coming back. It says the long-awaited completion of the story is part of Marvel Comics' 40th anniversary celebration of modern Miracle Man. After years of legal complications and starts and stops, Marvel Comics has officially announced that Neil Gaiman and Mark Buckingham's Miracle Man, the Silver Age storyline, will finally return and be completed starting this October. Marvel will publish the complete story along with remastered editions of the first 2 published issues, complete with new art and bonus material. And it says the returning / completed series will follow Marvel's previously announced Miracle Man by Gaiman and Buckingham, book 1, the Golden Age trade paperback collecting the creative team's first Miracle Man series. So I've read this thing a couple of times. They're coming out with some books associated with Miracle Man. It is unclear to me whether this is new content or whether it's rehashed content or it's a combination of new and rehash, remaster, re-engineer, re-digitize. It's not clear to me what's exactly happening, other than there's some Miracle Man books that are coming out to celebrate the 40th anniversary. So it says Marvel will also publish Miracle Man Zero, a one-shot anthology featuring new work from Neil Gaiman, Buckingham, that will serve as a prelude to the completion of the Silver Age, along with stories by creators Jason Aaron, etc., etc. All right, so some Miracle Man stuff's going on. The details of it is not quite clear to me, but it seems like it's going to pick up with young Miracle, with YM, the lost member of the Miracle family. I enjoyed reading the early parts of the Miracle Man run. It kind of jumped the shark a little bit later in the run, but the first part of it was kind of interesting. I've even gone back and read some of the original Golden Age Miracle Man stuff, and again, not bad stuff, especially for the time period. But Miracle Man's back. It appears that they are setting this character up to fully integrate him into the Marvel Universe, not the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the Marvel Universe. The one thing that was really interesting about this is that they highlight here that Miracle Man has a long storied history, not just in comics, but also in the courts. And it says, after a back and forth battle between Neil Gaiman and Todd McFarlane over the character in the late 90s, I don't recall there being, I don't recall a Todd McFarlane legal battle over Miracle Man. So I want to dig a little bit into that. If anybody out there knows about this, what rights did Todd McFarlane have to Miracle Man? I'm curious about that. There were some rumors that Todd McFarlane was going to show up at HeroesCon because his daughter, I guess, goes to school nearby. So people were speculating on that, but I never saw him pop in. I never saw Miracle Man versus Shazam. Who wins? I am not touching that one. I am not going to touch that one in any way, shape, or form. All right. So there was one other thing I'm going to talk about, but I'm actually going to punt on that one. I'm going to punt on that one. Maybe we will revisit that one at a later date. So I think we've given away 2 copies of, let me take this off the screen. I think we've given away 2 copies of the ash can for isolation. There may be some additional giveaways. I don't know, because I'm doing a lot of this stuff on the fly, just trying to spread the love, because I'm feeling a little frisky because we reached 18,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And if you are watching this right now and you have not subscribed to the channel, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Because we do really cool content and we have a good time with one another. So I definitely want to encourage you, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and that way you won't miss out on any of the content that comes out from the channel. As a quick reminder, there's going to be some good content that's going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. We're going to do the top 10 most submitted books into CGC video. This is a video that we have been doing for well over a year, and that is a good answer. So we're gonna run down the top 10 most submitted books into CGC. I have a disappointing unboxing from CGC that I'll be showing you guys, and then I want to put out this video is going to come out. It's going to offer up a couple of tips for how folks can potentially navigate what is happening right now in terms of values of comics coming down. Values are tumbling, not across the board, but there are some comics that are giving back some of the value that we've seen run up over the last couple of years. And so I want to spend some time talking about what should people be thinking about. And this is not going to be absolute, because everybody's situation is a little bit different, but I am going to throw out a few things for people to think about and to consider. So those are the pre-recorded videos. In addition to that, we're also going to be doing a Comics Today. I'm going to be doing a Comics Today show, hopefully on Wednesday. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to tune in. Let's do one more giveaway. So in the Swoldier supply box, for the last 4 months, I have inserted a card. I've inserted a trade card into the Swoldier supply box. The first person to send me a photo of all 4 cards will get a copy of the Isolation Ash Can. So this is something that is being thrown out there for people that support the Swoldier supply box. And in this month, in the June Swoldier supply box, I sent out 5 copies of Isolation. We're going to give away another copy if you can send me a photo either via email or on Instagram of all 4 cards that I've given away over the last 4 months of the Swoldier supply box. I don't know whether those folks are watching right now. They may catch this on replay, but the first one that I see with the cards in it, timestamp either via email at Regie@RegieCollects.com or Instagram, Regie Collects, will be the winner and will get that Ash Can. With that said, we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. I absolutely appreciate you all. And as always, if you need to reach out to me for whatever reason, don't hesitate to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.
My body ate itself until it found its passion. They got fat while we starved, but it's power in fasting. Until I turn to ashes, I remain stoic through my rap heroics. I painted 10,000 poems, then I drank the potion of poetry and motion. I started choking, it was potent. My throat chakra downloaded, knowledge hungry. I was embarrassed I could ask my parents for money when I had a full tummy. So I asked for wisdom, better than crypto, sweeter than honey. I don't take it for granted, I don't wear capes and masks.